friends, I'm gonna make this a quick one. We are painting a cute little piece today. It was for a group show a couple months back called Small Works at Bain Art. I am currently working on my solo exhibition, which will be in July 2024 at Bain Art. And I just wanted to say one quick thing before we head into the video. I've got a Black Friday sale on my shop. We are closing down the shop. It'll take us a couple months to move the rest of the stuff that is on the shop currently, but it would mean a whole lot to me if you guys could help us move some of the stuff in the shop. So we've got a couple prints, some stickers, pins, and most importantly, tarot decks. If you've been eyeing the tarot deck for quite some time, this is pretty much one of the only times you're going to get it on sale. Yeah, we're waiting for our absolute last batch of tarot decks to come into Australia in the next couple days. Use code BF30 at checkout for 30% off on the shop, and let's get into it. Hello everyone. So, new painting in the works. I am part of a group show called Small Works for Bain Art. Bain Art is one of the only pop surreal lowbrow galleries in Melbourne, and I think also just in Australia, to be honest. They're a real institution in Australia, and I'm so grateful to be part of the Bain Art family. I was in one of their group shows earlier this year. For those of you who are not following me on any other platform, I will put those paintings up on screen now. That was for the show Antipodes. I've got a bunch of upcoming shows with them in 2024 as well. So lots of exciting shows happening in the works, and you know what that means, you guys, lots of like IRL real paintings happening. So transposed the sketch that I did on my Cintiq Wacom. I have popped the tape on the side. I've painted the sides already, like a whited down Prussian blue. So I'm trying to do more muted colors. Let's see how that works. I'm just trying to put some more grayish tones in my paintings going forward. That way they're not just like color, you know, just let's try and mature a little. Let's evolve with the color palette. All right, let's get into it. Alrighty, the first few layers. These are always the hardest layers to get through, and also just the hardest stage to get through because you're treading new territory. You're not too sure where the piece is going to head, even though at this stage I've already planned out my colors and the form. As you can see, the line art is already transposed onto the canvas. All that being said, you still have no clue where you're going to head with your artworks. You kind of just have to go with the flow, embrace the uncertainty, and embrace where the paint takes you, really. For this piece, I really just wanted to make sure that the colors were a little bit muted, trying a little bit more to just incorporate a few more gray tones into the pieces so not every color is like peak saturation. I don't know if I've really mastered that just yet, but I'm trying to get there. And yeah, this is very much the ugly stage, you know, the stage where it's like, oh god, what have I gotten myself into? This is the stage where, like, if you don't have a good head on your shoulders and a good self-esteem, you kind of start to talk yourself out of it. Because I've pushed through this stage in so many other paintings beforehand, I just know to keep going, and that's my tip to you guys, just keep pushing through. Alrighty, so the base is done. This is just so I can color block everything and I know exactly what colors are working. So far I'm pretty happy with it. Hope that it doesn't get too saturated, but anyway, I'm trying to do a much more limited palette. I know, like, my version of a limited palette is still like, wah! Crazy color, but yeah, excited for this one. Let me talk you through it. So it's a manta ray flying in the sky. It's kind of like got an angle that's like looking down. So the perspective of it is kind of above the clouds. Here is like the horizon line within the clouds, and then here are going to be like a bottom layer of clouds and then skewed up. The horizon line's a little bit bent as well, just because I want that like movement in the piece, because they are flying, so you know there's a lot of movement, as you can see with the tails and the streamers. I am doing a tarsier. If you guys watched my video The Gates, the painting that I did for the exhibition Finestra, you will see that I painted a tarsier in that painting as well. Just taking on things that remind me or that are Filipino inspired or Filipino adjacent. I'm just going forward and just trying to embrace a lot more Asian culture in my paintings. So all of these elements and animals are an ode to the Philippines. So the tarsier is native there as well as other Southeast Asian countries. The animal itself is just so Zeke coded. Like, it's got a real alien vibe, but it's still really cute. I just feel like it's the perfect balance between the direction I'm kind of heading towards. So yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm calling this piece Flying Over Cebu. I am going over to the Philippines in a few weeks, and this is kind of just meant to be like a nice celebratory piece commemorating that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this piece, and I'm really hoping I can just smash it out. So I'm gonna wait for this to cure just very slightly, and then I'm going to work on the background. Doing a little check-in. I feel like I'm doing okay. Today I definitely want to get the background completely finished. It would be really nice to get a good move on with the manta ray as well. Kind of considering having a really late one today because it is currently Thursday. It's currently Thursday the 24th of August, and I would really like to get this piece finished this weekend. Very, very tight turnover, but that's kind of just the nature of all my work, to be honest. There's always such a tight turnaround. I've got this piece and then I've got another piece that are both due on the 1st of September. So in order to have enough room for the other piece that I have to make, it would be really nice to get this one done. Right now, the hardest part is going to be the background because I have to work out the perspective of it. All of the little blends with the clouds and stuff are very subtle and ephemeral, and it's kind of hard to draw a line, like where does it end and where does it begin. So clouds are fun, but it is difficult to kind of figure out exactly where everything should go. And also, unfortunately, I'm still not very good on a technical level when it comes to landscapes. It's a goal that I want to focus on a lot more, so I feel just a lot more confident in it. Really where I shine is with characters, and human anatomy is more where my strengths lie. Yeah, it's going well. I'm pumped for this one, and I really just want to finish the background, and when the background's finished I won't feel so stressed anymore because I know exactly how to paint the actual characters. I feel like they're easy enough. Now, this is one of my very favorite steps. It's when the base is all done, I know what colors are working, and I have a couple parts already rendered. So it's kind of like, this is the stage where it's just really comfortable. You know, you're just going through the motions, and you know exactly what you're doing. You know what combinations are working for you. And yeah, this is like the stage when it's kind of smooth sailing, you know? Because this painting is coming off the tail end of an exhibition that I did in July, and it's a much more manageable piece, I just had a lot of fun painting this one, you know? I've been just wanting to make some pieces that are just all about healing the inner child. This painting is very much about celebrating my heritage, and I wanted this piece to be really celebratory and fun and just a little bit silly. It's got a bit of a storybook feel to it, I find. There's something a lot of my work is like this, but it's got like an 80s fantasy, really happy, chill vibe to it. Something that you would find in like a scholastic 90s book. You know, a lot of my work is inspired by Goosebumps book covers and that style, that super illustrative, figurative, rendered style. This painting just really has a kid's book feel to it, you know? Hello folks, it's going well so far. It's a quite nice working at this scale again, especially after the 3 large paintings that I worked on for the exhibition in July. Those paintings they took me about 5 to 6 months to make those 3 paintings. I know they're epic and incredible and I love them, but it's really nice working on something that's like a little bit more chewable, something I can digest a little bit quicker. The fact that I sketched up this painting on Monday, it's now Saturday, and I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It just feels like I'm getting through tasks a little bit quicker, and they're just a lot better for my own mental health and my own self-esteem as a creator. Just to be able to like tick off to-do lists a little bit quicker, it's just a bit better for my soul. Another thing I wanted to chat about is after painting those 3 paintings, and I have the playlist of the Fenestra exhibition down below if you want to learn more about those paintings. After really tackling on like Asian female identity and just like starting to scratch the surface with that, it feels like, you know, now I'm doing like a hard left turn into just painting animals. For me, painting animals is just a little bit more soothing for the soul. I'm also going to be completely honest with you guys. Painting animals is just a lot more commercially viable. And I am showing this painting at a gallery that I will be having a solo exhibition in 2024. I'm really testing this piece to see how the perception and the reception is on this painting, so I can kind of get a gauge of what I want to make for that exhibition. Now, I say commercially viable because the paintings that I've done in the past of lots of animals have been paintings that I can sell more of in the future. It's a lot easier for people to purchase a painting or an image of an animal than it is of a woman. No matter how kind, placid, or PG a painting is of a woman, unfortunately human figures are just so much more political just in nature once it's put onto a painting. So, you know, going forward and trying to make my career as viable as possible, I have to start focusing a little bit more on like painting the pieces that are going to produce merchandise that are just a little bit easier for people to digest. Now that might sound really, I feel like when I talk about like the business side of being an artist, I feel like I am disappointing a lot of people, because it's like, you guys watch these videos because you want to be inspired and you want to see a real insight into how all of this stuff is achievable. I've found in the past that the audience has a preconception of wanting it to be, I don't know, they have like a very particular mindset or a particular vision of what an artist's life is like. I feel like I actually give real insight to that, and it's really disappointing to people, because at the end of the day, just like you and I, we all have to reside and survive capitalism, and that's just the nature of the beast, you know? I'm not saying that like these paintings are woe is me, I have to paint little animals because they're more commercially viable, how depressing. If anything, I actually feel better painting animals in general. I love painting fur. I love, like, I have so much more joy when I paint these pieces, and I think that translates as well to you guys. Especially this painting, like I mentioned earlier in the video, it's, you know, a painting that is representing like my new journey into going to the Philippines. It's a celebratory painting, and I'm kind of warming you guys up to tell you that I'm going to be just painting a lot more animals just in the future. I want to level up my skills when it comes to painting animals. I still feel like painting hoofs in their hands, very difficult. Trying to get like the shoulders and the necks, I'm still trying to work out. I would love you guys to help suggest some names for these 2 characters. Now, you do have some parameters. The parameters are that they have to be kind of Filipino-based names. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are like, I don't know what a Filipino-based name is. Filipinos tend to name their children after a lot of American names that were popular between the 30s and the 40s. So think about like names that like maybe your grandparents used to have, or, you know, your neighbor, or that cute librarian, or I don't know, some old people that you might know that you really like their old names. I would love some suggestions in in the comments below. So things like Florence or Annabelle. All right, that's enough talking. I very, very desperately want to finish this painting tomorrow. Don't know how doable that is, but I am getting close. I'm gonna do something a little bit drastic. I was looking at the other tarsier that I'd painted, and although this isn't anatomically correct, I'm moving the placement of the tongue. Okay, I've placed in where it's going to go. Technically, that is still its nose, but you know, I was just comparing it to the other tarsier that I did, and it just looks so much cuter if the nose is just a tiny little bit smaller, so it has a tiny little snoot, and just waiting for this white tongue to dry so I can lay in the pink tongue. All right, the home stretch. This is the stage where I start to feel really anxious. I'm either procrastinating because it's like, oh, I've already mentally finished the painting. I don't care to really actually physically finish it. Like I'm done with it, you know? So there is like an anxiousness when you're adding all the final touches, adding in all those like juicy little details, and painting really is just such a mental battle of meditation. Like it really forces you to be meditative, to be in the moment, to appreciate the process, to learn how to enjoy the process, as stressful and nerve-inducing and as it all is. It's funny, it does, painting, it just agitates you. Like there's something physically just like when you're sitting there, there's like a frustration. I don't know if anybody else gets it. It's like a nervous energy. Like you can't stop yourself from like wanting to constantly twitch your feet or like rock your feet, you know? I try and combat that just by like actually physically moving, because you know, you are under a little bit of mental stress, so your body wants to just like physically shake that off. So I don't know if anybody else has tips on that, please let me know and comment. And yeah, just adding in that signature. This might be one of my absolute last pieces where I sign it as Zeke. All right, friends, that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe because it really helps me get seen. I'm really just, I just want to get some eyeballs on my work, really. That's the most important thing to me. So if you could help me out there and comment, help me name the characters down in this painting. Don't forget, I've got a Black Friday sale on my store, BF30 at checkout for 30% off, and I will see you in the next one. Catch ya.